Right. So I really think that actually this place, maybe that's the destiny. That's my destiny. That to keep me in. So I sit on my ass and write and record videos to the limit of my possibilities and stuff. Oh dear. Notebooks. Oh dear. No, that's not what I wanted to talk about. Notebooks. I wanted to talk about a fly. So the other day, I was I was drinking coffee outside on the balcony, and a poor fly flew into my brew, and I'm like, sorry, there was a commercial break here going on. Storage full, etc., etc. But now I can't. Okay, let's keep it this way. There's the lamp to help me with the lighting situation. There is me. And I was just saying, fuck, poor fly. She flew in my beverage and and I'm like, oh, now I have to take care of it because like I'm not gonna just let her die. So I'm kind of, scooping her out of there and hoping that she's gonna dry out. So I'm kind of like taking a bit of paper and trying to, because she's all in coffee, and it wasn't just coffee. I think it was milky coffee something, and I put sugar in. So I was thinking it was gonna be all, sweet and sticky and something. It wasn't that much sugar, but still. But she was moving, so I'm like, okay, this is just like grim. Okay, I have to take care of that. It was really hot outside, so I thought she's gonna dry quickly. But she didn't seem to. She was very, she started kind of like cleaning herself and doing strange yoga movements there, and cleaning her back, legs, and so I'm like, okay, you can do this. But she didn't seem to help. So a while later, I thought the sun is gonna dry her enough for her to be able to fly. So I'm like, okay, because I think that once you notice something, there's a huge difference between doing something and doing nothing. It's a huge, I think that there is so much of ignorance and kind of not like lack of awareness and lack of feeling of responsibility for anything in the world, that it's very precious, and it's if you are aware of something, that automatically brings responsibility with it, because that's what makes a difference. That's your difference between others and between things and beings that are not aware and that don't see a problem. And there are a lot of people and a lot of beings that don't care. And I don't know for sure. I don't think anyone can tell what's genuine and what's just a kind of assumed pose, or pretending that you don't see something. Or some people might revere in evil and in what evil is and why there is, and if there even is such thing. That's probably another video. I'm gonna make a note about that. Hang on a second. Evil. Make sure you talk about evil one day. We're gonna talk about this because I have things to say about evil. So, but I just think that the fact of noticing something is meaningful. Because if it doesn't matter, then you don't notice it. Then you don't notice it. There is no case. But if there is a case, it means there is a meaning behind that, and it means that the choice is meaningful, and the choice has to be conscious, whatever that is. even if it's about a fucking fly that ruined my day because I was then I was on a mission, and I'm like, okay. So I took her somewhere safe because it was very windy, and I was worried that if I put her just, it was very sunny, so I didn't want to just put her on the balcony because she would die from the heat probably. They only, how long does a fly live? 2 days or something like that? So, I don't know, maybe she was on her way out already. Maybe I made her suffer for longer. Maybe she had to learn something through her suffering. I don't know. This is very strange, but the way I am, it just made me, pay attention to that. So I put her on the chair, and I decided to put like things around her so it doesn't blow her off this chair. The wind doesn't blow her off the chair, and I said, okay, like this is like I did what I could. I just put her there so she has time to dry off and fly away. And then I came back like 2 hours later, and my washing was next to it, and one of pieces of clothing kind of covered the chair. It flew off the rack and covered the chair, and I was like, oh no, I killed it. And I put this, picked up this whatever it was, and suddenly this fly, dropped in front of me. So it was there all this time, and I was like, oh my god, you're alive! But she still wouldn't fly 2 hours later. So I'm like, oh no, it's still coming. Still, the story is not ended yet. The story is not over, and she would somehow be very also difficult to kind of take off my fingers. Like, she was kind of on my hand and marching around, and I would encourage her to kind of go her own way, but she would not. And I wanted, when you have something so small and delicate, it wasn't a big fly, it was a coffee fly. And I was like, oh no, now she got used to me, and I'm responsible. I have a pet fly now, and she will not leave me, and I cannot abandon her. And I got her, I made up a name for her and everything. No, I'm joking, I didn't pick a name for her, but it's just this kind of strange feeling of attachment or responsibility to a fly. It's ridiculous, but it's something that I just found interesting, enormously interesting. Enormously. It is strange how we can. And yet when I was a kid, I would kill mosquitoes and shit like that, because it was almost a question of honor to kill an insect. So I don't know, so the dad didn't have to do it, so I didn't have to call someone like, oh, there's a mosquito in my room, can you get rid of it? I would do it myself, like grown up. So there were situations like that, or I would be afraid of spiders, I would be afraid of centipedes. Fuck those, they are creepy creatures. And I would kind of take care of them in a different way. Once when I was a kid, I was very little, I was, I don't know, 5, maybe not more than that probably, and my brother for some reason had pet snails, and they would stink, I remember. So we had pet snails. And I wanted to have like a colony of ants, and I put them in a jar, but this is grim, this is really sad. Basically, I screwed the top of the jar on the colony of ants, so they died. And that was really, why nobody told me. I mean, it's something you would think that even a child would kind of realize that they need air, but no, like when you're 5, maybe, I was maybe not even 5, and I just didn't realize. I thought that they might have enough air because they're little or something. And this was one of those moments in my life when I realized like the nature of things, the finite nature of things, and things die. That's an interesting subject this way as well. Things die. I have a little note. I just remembered a dream. Oh my god, hang on a sec. There's something in this light that makes me want to cry. Like literally. Oh my god, literally, I'm crying. So, yeah. So the ants had a very quick upgrade to the next level. Fuck. So that fly was there, and then I moved her somewhere else. And I was trying to kind of give her water and some fruit. I don't even know what flies really eat. I guess everything, anything. But I didn't Google that. I didn't go like how to train your fly.com kind of thing. And then I came back an hour later and she was still there on the windowsill where I left her, and she wouldn't fly. And I would feel so sad and so worried that the spider will eat her. Although I like spiders. Not the big hairy ones, they can fuck off. But well, at least if I don't see them, I know they're useful. I like them. They're cool. I just don't want to be confronted with one because they freak me out because they move so fast and they can't be controlled in any way, and you can't predict what they want and what they need. And so that's about insects. I like moths. I used to be afraid of moths. Now I like them. I like butterflies. Although the caterpillars can attack you, which I have learned some time ago. Like a few weeks ago, I was attacked by a caterpillar. I didn't realize they can do that. It was really weird. Okay, enough about my fly story. That was my fly story. I hope it touched your heart. That yes, I hope you're touched and moved by my story, and your life will never be the same again. But it's very important to realize that when you find something, when something catches your attention and makes you stop and think for even a second, it's meaningful, I think. Because there's so much that kind of slips our attention, and it doesn't, and some people would not even have a second thought about some stuff at all. So if you are a creature that has a second thought, that's almost a gift. That's something of, that's a consciousness, the consciousness kind of experiencing stuff for you, and that's meaningful. There's something there to learn, I think, every time. And I get really, I feel very strange if I don't act when that happens. When somebody does something that I don't think is a good idea. Like, I don't know, throwing rubbish somewhere on the street like an asshole, and I will not say anything. Then I will kind of chew it inside me for at least a day, and think like, fuck, why didn't I say something? Because it's not a long way from ignoring something like that and ignoring bigger things, and that's how a lot of things happened in life, in our world, civilization, whatever, in our human timeline. The people just wouldn't say anything because reasons, because something, because fear, because what others will think, because it's not such a big of a deal. And I think it's always a slippery slope to kind of ignore the feeling of something's wrong, something's not good, and you decide that you're not in a place to do anything, that this is other people's job or something like that. Of course, there may be, moments that you will make a choice not to react for like, that's the thing, for safety sometimes. Of course, I'm not talking about a fly, but if you see, someone, you know what I mean, right? I don't have to explain that. Because I feel like I got very far in my free flow here of moral dilemmas and stuff. But I think I think you know what I mean. Right. So that fly really ruined my day. Fucking hell. And then there was another today, and I'm like, no, not again. Because there was something else the same day, something happened. Was there another fly or some other creature? Yeah, there was another fly. I think flying in the shower, and I was just like, why all these creatures are coming to me now? I'm not gonna save you all. I'm just gonna be, you know, how many times I must have killed an insect that's accidentally stepping on it somewhere. I hate when that happens. But I'm sure that I'm not always conscious, and that's the difference. You know, sometimes, you know, we just have no way of being always conscious of everything. That's why it's important when we are. Okay, I'm gonna stop chatting shit here and take from it what you will, and, you know, do what thou wilt. Cheers, and I'll see you later.